Let me guess, you are probably making some critical building mistakes in Enshrouded, and you don't even know it. If your bases are looking a little blocky, flat, and just inefficient, it's not your fault. It's because the game hides some of the most powerful building secrets right in front of you. So today, I'm going to show you these hidden tricks that will transform your basic shack into an indestructible and epic looking fortress. Let's get started with the biggest mistake that you're probably making with your foundations. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Enshrouded content. The first mistake most new builders make is spending forever with a pickaxe, just trying to level a patch of ground. It's slow, it's messy, and it never looks perfectly flat. The secret? Use the construction hammer itself as an excavation tool. Instead of chipping away, open your menu, grab the biggest foundation block you have, like the 4-meter block, and just place it down on uneven ground, and then simply remove it. When you pull up a building block, it takes all the terrain inside with it, leaving a perfectly flat, perfectly square hole. You can repeat this to carve out a massive level area for your fortress in seconds, not hours. It's the fastest way to prep for a build site, and the game never really mentions it. All right, so our area is level. The next trap people fall into is laying down a single flat layer for their foundation. It works for sure, but it's why so many builds looks like simple boxes. The secret to a base that looks epic is creating depth from the very first block. Instead of one layer, think of two. First, lay down the main foundation, then switch to a smaller block size, maybe a 2-meter block, and then lay a second layer on top, but pull it in one block from the edge. This instantly creates a border, a frame, if you will, for your whole structure. It's a simple move that adds a professional level of detail, and it immediately kills that flat, blocky look. Okay, this next one, total game changer for your walls. Because flat walls are boring walls, to fix this, we're going to use what I call the double wall illusion. Instead of one line of walls, you build 2 separate walls with a 1 block gap between them. It sounds like it uses more resources, but the payoff is huge. This technique gives you incredible architecture depth. It lets you build deeply recessed windows that look fortified in a more realistic way. You can create interior alcoves for storage or decorating, and most importantly, it gives you a hidden space to run lighting or create complex designs on the inside of the house without them messing with each other. This is a core concept in high-level building, and the #1 way to make your base feel less like a box and more like a real place. Everyone knows you can mix materials, but most people do it randomly. It just ends up looking like a mess. The secret is to use materials with a purpose, to create a visual language for your build. Think about what each material says. Stone feels strong and structural. Wood is warmer, it's for living spaces. So for our fortress, we'll use stone for the entire foundation of the frame we just built, and the corners for our walls. Then we will fill in the sections with something like refined wood or half timber blocks. This simple rule, stone for structure, wood for walls, instantly makes your build look a lot more logical, more stable, and just better. It's not just about mixing materials, it's about telling a story. Just slapping a pre-made window into your walls is a huge missed opportunity. The pros build their own custom frames. After you've made your double wall, you've got a perfect canvas to go into your building menu, select the tiny single wall blocks, 1-meter cubes, use these to manually build a detail frame around the window, opening on the outside wall. You can create small arches, ledges, and cool patterns that default window pieces can't even really dream of. You can use a different material like stone blocks around a wooden wall to really make the windows pop. Takes a little patience, but this level of detail is what separates a shack from a showpiece. The best builders see items not for what they are, but what they could be. The game is filled with props you can repurpose in ingenious ways. One of the best examples is the use of coffins. Seriously, coffins. You can place a bunch of them on their side in an arc and create an incredible Gothic-style archway for a bridge or a huge hall. It's all about looking at the shape and the texture of an object, not what it's called. Wooden fences can become decorative wall panels. Certain shields mounted on a wall can look like cool architectural details. Always scroll through your entire prop list and ask yourself, what else could this be? The answers unlock a whole new level of creativity. If these tricks are blowing your mind and you've already decided to ditch your boring block house forever, do me a solid and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I have so many more ideas and guides for this game, and you're not going to want to miss them. One of the most frustrating things in building is when different blocks meet and create an ugly, jagged seam. You see this all the time, where walls meet the roof. The secret to hiding this crime is a simple wooden beam. If you take a simple wooden beam and run it along that ugly seam, it covers it perfectly and looks like you really meant to put a structural support there all along. You can do this with wall corners, along the floor, but most importantly, along the edges of your roof. It cleans up all the messy parts of voxel building and it adds another layer of believable detail. Nothing screams I'm new at this like a perfectly flat 45-degree roof with no overhang. To fix this, you need to add complexity and weight. The first, a hard rule, never let your roof end flush with your wall. It should always overhang at least by 1 block. This gives the building a sense of weight and realism. Second, don't just use the standard large roof pieces. Mix in the small 1 meter by 2 meter blocks to create different angles and more gentle slope. You can even create double layered roofs, putting a second thinner layer on top to add thickness and to hide any textures clipping through from the below. So you want to build a wizard's tower, but you're stuck making squares? The game has no round blocks, but you can build perfect circles with a simple trick. Using single blocks. Map out a big plus sign on your foundation. Then from the center, build diagonal lines of the same length. Now you just have to connect all these lines. You do this with a pattern of shorter straight lines, like a line of 3 blocks, then 2, then 1, to connect to the end diagonal spoke to a horizontal one. By playing with these lengths and connecting these lines, you can create a surprisingly smooth round base for any tower, but the result is impossible to get any other way. Every good fortress needs a dungeon or a basement, but digging out one with a pickaxe is a total nightmare. Remember our instant excavation trick from the start. We can use the same idea here, but for stairs. To carve a perfect staircase down, equip your build hammer, then select the remove function, and use the stair-shaped block. Just point it at the ground and click. You'll dig a perfect set of stairs leading down into the earth. Once you're as deep as you want to go, switch back to the large cube block and rapidly excavate a huge level basement. It's clean, it's fast, and it makes building underground fun instead of a chore. A fortress shouldn't be lit up with torches like it's a birthday cake. For truly atmospheric lighting, you have to hide your light sources. This is where our double walls, trick number 3, comes in handy. You can take glowing materials like luminous growth and place them inside the gaps in your wall. The light will shine through, creating a soft ambient glow with no visible source. You can also hide lights under staircases, behind beams, or even inside floor blocks. This lets you light up your entire build beautifully, creating a mysterious and epic mood that you can never get with just exposed torches. Our fortress is built and it looks a little too new, a little too clean. The final secret is using the environment itself as a building material. You can actually place blocks of dirt or moss directly onto your structure. By placing these on the roof or along the foundation, you can create an overgrown ancient look. You can use the cultivator to plant vines to creep up the side of your stone walls, though you may need to place some dirt blocks for them to grab onto first. This final layer of detail blends your fortress into the world, making it feel like it has a real history. It's the finishing touch that turns a great build into a legendary one. And just like that, you've transformed a basic, forgettable shack into a detailed, indestructible fortress. We didn't just build a house, we used 13 hidden mechanics and advanced tricks that the game never really tells you about. From using the hammer to dig to creating depth with double walls. These techniques are going to take your building to the next level. Now, your imagination is your only limit. If this guide helped you a lot, let me know in the comment section down below with which trick was your favorite. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more Enshrouded content. If this is making you interested in playing Enshrouded, click this video here to see the new player beginner's guide. As always, stay caffeinated, folks.